two-term. They need to explain to wananchi, were they elected to come and say two-term, or they were elected to actually pass laws, and the laws that are conducive to the life of wananchi? We must make William Ruto a one-term, so that the next president who comes, even if it is Caleb, will never, ever joke with Kenyans again. The young leaders of Sifuna, Caleb, actually I'm the one who started that movement, for information. Oh. I told you gentlemen and the girls, let's sit down and put ourselves together. Some were fearing what could be the agenda. I said I'll host it. I continuously said Rigathi is a wrong leader. I continuously said if they have to go, all of them. Members of parliament from the ruling party. They have just become voting machine. I don't fear saying, I tell them on their face.
A very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you will be watching this video. Welcome to another amazing episode of The Grind and the Glory with your girl, Sarah Ibrahim. Today's guest, as always, my guests need no introduction, but we're going to give him one anyway. He has been very vocal when it comes to matters integrity, party issues, corruption, freedom, and he is the young blood that Kenyans have been wanting for the longest time. We have been complaining of how the young people, when elected, they go into parliament and forget about us. Who am I talking about? Drum rolls, yeah. The member of parliament of Saboti, that is Caleb Amisi. Thank you so much, Mhesh, for being here.
Thank you very much.
Uko salama?
Kabisa, salama salmini.
Nimefurahi.
Yes.
Thank you so much for honoring us and giving us your time. Yeah. We'll get into first things first. President Ruto, he's almost 3 years in office. Generally, what's your take on the 3 years he's been in the office? Miserably performed. This, if it was in terms of 100%, I'll give it a mere 7%. 7 for just walking around locally and internationally. Yes. It's that terrible. It's that terrible. Oh no. Yeah. What do you think that the president and his government have really missed out when it comes to everything governing this country? President and even the previous presidents have missed out on really what is Kenya. They have done all they can to achieve power, but they have never known after getting power, so what? Yes, you can have all the monies, you can have the tribe behind you, you can have people supporting you to get power. But after getting power, then what? That's one thing that they have never solved. And that's why they say that all the promises, all the manifestos, we do not even understand whether they actually knew what they wrote in their manifesto, because none of them has been achieved. Instead, what they have done is contrary to the wishes and aspirations of Kenyans. And that's why you see people saying there is a problem in the health sector, SHA is not working, transport sector is grounded, education sector is dilapidated completely. And a university model, Kenya used to be the model of education in the gone days. But now we are going down in terms of the quality, the value, and even the accessibility of education. Very critical ingredients for development. The ASEAN countries, the Singapore, the Taiwan, the South Korea, the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, were at par with Kenya at some point in history. But what made them accelerate in their development was taking care of education. They institutionalized education system. And that's why you see South Korea even producing phones, what have you, technology. The institutions of corruption, there were institutions that dealt with corruption so that they minimize the pilferage of funds that are meant for public use. And they made sure that they have centralized their country to make it a global attraction of global flow of income. In Singapore, for example, they made the country so peaceful, corruption-free, institutions were working, judiciary is working, their anti-corruption commission, the equivalent of ESCC, it was actually working. So anybody sitting anywhere in the globe wanting to invest in Singapore is look at all those boxes and it ticks. Banks were established, insurance were established. Singapore became a headquarter of the financial institution. And you may not have the oil, you may not have the natural resources, but how do we position our country in the global flow of income to attract the global flow of income that we do not have, that we do not sell? And Kenya enjoys the hegemonic power of being the entry point of East Africa. So that one alone gives it an edge above other neighboring countries to attract the global flow of income, because it becomes the entry point of East Africa. And that one alone could have made Kenya develop. And agriculture, we had to look at agriculture. People should not be complaining where I come from, Trans Nzoia, that agriculture is no longer the breadbasket of the Republic of Kenya in Trans Nzoia. Why? Fertilizer issue, corruption inside, cartels. We have not revolutionized agriculture. We have not done value addition whatsoever. Trade, we are not trading with any country whatsoever. What are we trading with? In what format? What are we trading with the rest of the world? Which bilateral agreements or multilateral agreements are we signing? Labor migration. Kenya prides itself that it has well-educated citizens. Even our English is always rated as one of the best in the world. And Kenya should have enjoyed a high returns from labor migration, where there is a well-streamlined policies on our young ones who are seeking greener pastures across the borders. Those who are going to Saudi Arabia, those who are going to Qatar, those who are going to UK to be nurses, those who are going to Rwanda to offer teaching, those who are going to Dubai for teaching, those who are going to seek service industries in Europe. These are the areas that we should have looked at, that we can tap into the diaspora remittance. And countries have also tapped. India has tapped almost 30% from diaspora remittance. Philippines is doing 35% out of diaspora remittance. This is what a president needs to look at, and this is how you develop a nation.
I have heard everything you've said, Mhesh, but the people from the government will argue that when it comes to SHA, the health sector, they say that right now, the people who are registered under SHA are way more than the people who were registered under NHIF. The other day, we saw the CS for Labor, that is Alfred Mutua. They were offering job opportunities for Kenyans to go abroad to work. There's the affordable housing that the president has been launching. Out of all these things, you still believe that you're 7%?
In fact, 7% is modest. It's too much for him. There is not, you know, before SHA, mothers used to be catered for. Linda Mama program. Now women are crying. What happened to Linda Mama program? Something that was so revolutionary in the health sector. Now SHA is a money-making venture. Why did you give a whole infrastructure of health system to one individual? And who developed the system? Why did you move from NHIF? And what is the difference? Did you change the staff? Did you change the technology? What is the difference? If you are just changing the name of an institution and the bad manners are still there, the institutional incapacity is still there, the culture of corruption is still being practiced, then you cannot say I have brought something new. You've basically left a room and said this room was labeled corruption. I've gone to another room and they still label it corruption. That's what we are doing. And if you talk about housing finance, you can see the huge amount of money people are being deducted from their payslip to go to the housing. Recently, I was in Busia.
and I saw a very big building in the middle of nowhere, almost next to a hill. And the house is almost reaching the level of a hill. So I wondered, in this village, who wants to stay in this building? And atatoka wapi? Which village will you choose from these people who are here in Ramshakos to come and stay in this building? You know, it is what we call convoluted policies. Policies that, you know, you have not prioritized. What is the priority of people is health. Priority of people is to make their kids go to school. Even if they stay in a ramshackle house, in a grass-thatched house, but their kids are getting educated, they are healthy, their roads are passing, they'll say, no, thank you for your houses. So there is what we call priority. The housing, affordable housing for the needy or vulnerable. It is a status in development or state of a nation. And if you copy it from Singapore, remember, I've given an example of Singapore. They worked on education, they worked on agriculture, they worked on the institutions, corruption-free. By the time you are telling people, get me 10 bob out of your pay slip to pay for a less fortunate, the country is already developed. Now you are looking after the less fortunate. But you have not developed. You have no developmental path. You have no goals. The systems are collapsing. The capitation is not reaching the schools. So why will you now get people, the middle class? Right now, the middle class are crying because a large sums of money out of their payslip is getting to share. Share people are still complaining. A large sums of money is going to housing. People, you get a payslip, people are just looking at payslip and they're crying. Even after getting money out of payslip, they'll still find dilapidated roads. They'll still find dispensaries without medicine. They'll still find their kids that have to pay for school fees. In Scandinavian countries, as much as they take 40% out of your payslip, but you'll find education is free, health sector is free, transportation is streamlined, until you are wondering, why do you even have the 50% remaining? Can the government take even 30? 20 is enough for me to buy food. Everything is taken care of. But you cannot get somebody's payslip to almost 30%. And you still have to pay to his pocket what is remaining for all the amenities and all the services that are required. That is where the government has scored. I think that's an F.
7%.
Yes, that's, if it's not an E, it's an F. Somewhere is somewhere between F and E.
You're saying the government has misplaced priorities. I want to hear from you your take, because you've been very vocal when it comes to matters, your party ODM, and you have even threatened if they are going to be supporting President Ruto come 2027, you're going to leave the party. Why do you feel like supporting President Ruto is the wrong thing? And I want to hear from you, were the members of ODM party consulted before joining the broad-based government? And what changed in between, if at all you were consulted?
First, the party leader told us he's not in the government. I've met him severally. I told him, Baba, you know, I respect you. I have won this seat for you from a very volatile area. And you know, I've been very consistent in supporting Raila Odinga in all my 10 years of being a member of parliament. And he told me, no, we are not in the government. Where the government has gone wrong, say it. And I'm just propagating what Baba said. So for somebody who says that we are going against the party, he does not know what Baba stands for. Raila stands for that. And I said, people are saying, no, he's just lying. So that's why I said, if it is going to be consistent up to the ballot, and it tells us it's going to buy, let's now support William Ruto. That's why now the departure between me and ODM. I have made it very clear. But for now, I'm an elected member of ODM until they say, from now onwards, we want members of ODM to vote in Ruto. That now we'll just make an announcement in the morning after breakfast that today is the day of departure.
But Mhesh, for the common Mwananchi out there, we are a bit conflicted because we have the SG Edwin Sifuna criticizing the government, yet we have members of ODM, the likes of Akina Mbadi, Akina Opiyo Wandayi, who are in the government. Akina Joho, they are praising what the Kenya Kwanza government is doing. So where exactly does the ODM party stand?
You've even gone far. Even there are members like Peter Kaluma, who are always, they want to lynch people because of William Ruto. And those members, they think by doing so, they are making Baba happy. They think by doing so, they are growing ODM. These are people who cannot survive out of ODM. They cannot win anything. They have to talk something to show that they are loyal to what Baba. And Baba say left, they are left, right, they are right. They have to show something that they have now following what Baba is saying. But these are people basically going home. Yeah, these are people who are now, they have been exposed. That without Baba, they cannot, they have nothing, absolutely no ideas, no agenda for their people. They have just been, some of us were not elected because of the party. We stood for some grounds. My constituents, for example, my tribe alone, is there are not even more than 500 people in my constituents, and I got 25,000 votes.
Wow.
I was voted by other tribes. In fact, I'm the only member of parliament who has been voted by all the tribes of Kenya. So I cannot talk tribal. I cannot talk party politics, because that's not the reason why they voted for me. They voted for me for other issues that I sold to them. And that's the Kenya we want. Somebody can stand from nowhere, northeastern, Masai, or Samburu, and they say, I have this, I'm a Kenyan, I have this agenda to sell.
Yeah.
Nobody will judge you by the color of your skin, the tribe, the language you speak, or the region you come from. You are able to spearhead the country ahead, like Obama did in America.
Yeah.
So this is the country we want people to get used to. And the young people have actually woken up, because the old people have been made to and made to believe that it is only this tribe that can win, that this is how you vote, ethnic voting, that this block and this block make the presidency and the life goes on. But the young people have refused. The Gen Z have said no. Other nations are progressing. We have no another country. This is our country. It must work.
Yeah.
And they want to make it work. And I'm telling the young people, this is the time. Renaissance. Every country has had a renaissance moment. When I say Kenya needs a renaissance, people ask in such a difficult word.
Yeah.
Yes, it is difficult because it needs difficult mind to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not for every Tom, Dick, and Harry. So the young people, I'm extremely happy that it is happening in my lifetime. That young people have woken up. It is happening in Nepal. It is happening in Bangladesh. We started it. We are lagging behind.
Yeah.
We must disturb the stubborn status quo. We must change how things are coiled around leadership, and we must put young blood, people with proven track record, people who have been given a space, a small space, and done something. If you come to my constituency, they'll tell you they never used to hear things like bursary. But during Caleb's time, people are receiving bursary irrespective of your background. They never had things like schools being built in classroom. But during my Caleb's time, things are happening. In my little way, like the hummingbird, that in the small way, I have shown leadership. But the people who have bigger loaf, who have bigger a bigger pass to do development, they have not shown leadership. So we are saying, let us weigh leaders who have been there. It cannot drop from manna, like manna from heaven. It must be among us. Those who have done well, those with progressive mind, those whose history shows that they actually reconcile with the history of each and every Kenyan. If you look at my life history, I'm a person who has grown from grass to where I am. So if somebody walks to me and tells me he's missing a rent, I have missed rent before. I'll not chase him away. I'll not think he's wasting my time. If somebody comes and says that today I didn't eat, or today I've missed school fees, I have missed school fees before. So I have a person who has walked the journey of a common mwananchi. And that's why you say among us, we have people who have gone through that. And they know what is hailing the country. And we have the capacity, we have the knowledge, we have the enthusiasm, we have the charisma, we have the innovative mind, and the energy to bring the change that Kenyans so much deserve.
When you say we, are you talking of the new formation that consists of you, Kinababu Owino, Edwin Sifuna?
Absolutely. The young leaders of Sifuna, Caleb, actually I'm the one who started that movement for information.
Oh, really?
People are just scattered, mmoja anaongea kwa TV, mwingine huko. I told you gentlemen and the girls, let's sit down
and put ourselves together. Some were fearing what could be the agenda. I said I'll host it. And if the first day you think is not good, just disappear.
Yeah.
The first day they saw the reception. The whole country was happy. Now everybody is saying, can you go do next this Friday? We are in Wamchomba's constituency, Githunguri.
Yeah, nice.
After that we'll be in Kisii. After that we'll be here in Nairobi with the Sifuna. So things are mambo inachemuka, mambo inachemuka. Yeah, and the young people are excited to see young faces at the national table.
Yeah.
And we are saying we must be there, whatever it takes. We have already gone through a lot to become where we are now. There is nothing that scares us.
Is this a new party being formed?
If Kenyans demands that it becomes a party, so be it. But now it is a movement of young people, a movement of new progressive voices, a movement of young mind and a fresh mind. For a fresh and a new beginning for the country. Yes.
I love that you've clarified for now. It's just a movement, not yet a party. You talked about matters corruption and being a member of parliament, your own party leader and the president accused the two houses of being involved in corruption. First of all, I want to ask you, did you ever receive any money to impeach the former deputy president?
No. The former deputy president, in fact, if you look at the good thing with Caleb Amisi is that my record are there.
Yeah.
I'm not a person who will say, but last week you said this, this week you are now saying this. I'm very clear in my mind. And if you look at my tweet, I put on my X account what is in my mind. Look at my X account since I was re-elected. You will see I continuously said Rigathi is a wrong leader. I continuously said if they have to go, all of them. Ruto and Rigathi. Why? Because you cannot be elected, however much the other side did not support you, and they come and say this country is for shareholding. That one alone was disturbing for me. Because what happens to the people of Saboti? And if they will never elect you, does it mean that area is condemned forever? I have people in my constituents who never voted for me, but they receive bursary. Nevertheless, they even receive more than those who elected me. That is their right. You cannot have a leader to that level talking like that. So, tribal sentiments to me was enough. In fact, I did not even need any money to impeach Gachagua. I was ready, and look at my constituents. Not that today I was supporting him, then after money, I jumped. No. There is no difference between pre and post the purported money. So the caliber of pre and the post is the same. What I said before and after, and even now, I'm saying if Rigathi is elected as the president, and they continue behaving the same way of shareholding and talking tribalism, I will impeach him without money. Because that is a wrong leader for the country. We cannot be preaching that we need to run out of a tribal cocoon, and we still now celebrate a person who is talking tribalism.
So do you agree that there is corruption, that people are getting, members of parliament are getting money to vote in certain bills and also to impeach people, because there was also the issue of governors being impeached?
I've heard about that. In fact, during Gachagua's time, we used to hear. I've told you I'm the only member of parliament who has ever met William Ruto. So when they divide money, definitely I do not know. So those who have been meeting him, they'll tell us, you know, tumepewa kitu. So what do? You just say, good for you guys. And you hear these stories. But I cannot say I can be a witness, because these people go to State House, they go to rooms that I cannot go. I've never been there. So I cannot say this guy was given this much. But the hearing and the rumors, I have ears. I'm in parliament, I hear people say that you are given this one to impeach Gachagua. You are given this one. I said, hey, na hii pesa mnapeanianga wapi? Nasema wewe ni mtu wa opposition. Wewe kaa huko. And nimekaa huko. Hadi saa hii.
Uko sawa.
Niko tu sawa.
Do you feel like parliament is somehow compromised? That the genuine and real issues of Kenyans are not being discussed in parliament?
Yes. Parliament, as envisaged by constitutional democracy, was supposed to be an oversight arm of government to oversight the executive, while the judiciary is the oversighting Parliament and of course correcting the laws that are passed by Parliament. But the Parliament, and especially the 13th Parliament, has been perceived as an arm and the extension of the executive. Why? Because they see members of Parliament, before they pass a bill, they run to the House on the Hill. What are they going to do? When they come back, even during the Finance Bill 2024,
yeah.
Members of Parliament, even from the ruling party, were saying this is not right. How can you tax pads? How can you tax this? But when they go to the House of the Hill, they come back and say, President. So you wonder, did the people elect you to get instruction from the president, or they elected you so that you were
to speak for them, yeah.
So, and especially members of Parliament from the ruling party, they have just become voting machine. I don't fear saying, I tell them on their face. Most of them, they don't like me. In fact, if you call one member of Parliament here from UDA and elsewhere, they will really abuse me.
Yeah.
But I don't care, because somebody must speak anyway. The truth is never palatable. Yeah. If it is palatable, then it's not the truth. And you'll see them abusing me, calling us sorts of names. They call us very inexperienced, and all those sorts of names they call us. But somebody must speak, somebody must say this is not right. That's how a nation is built, and that's how nations have also changed, because voices have arisen. Voices have arisen in Nepal. Things are changing. I don't think the next minister for Nepal will be joking around with citizens again.
Yeah.
The statement has been made. I don't think the next president of Bangladesh, if he takes over, will be joking and just switching off media. Anyhow, he will know, kama huyu aliwekwa kwa maji, mimi nitaweka kwa moto.
Yeah.
So they know. Things are changing. And I don't think, and that's why I'm saying we must make William Ruto a one-term, so that the next president who comes, even if it is Caleb, will never, ever joke with Kenyans again. That if you don't do this, you will serve one term, or even a half term, or you will not even serve at all. You will be impeached. So people must, it is a record-setting election. 2027 is a record-setting election. We must make William Ruto a one-term, just for the next subsequent leaders who will ever come, so that they will never ever mess around with Kenya again.
But Mhesh, I feel like as much as we are talking of President Ruto being a one-term president, the problem is also with the parliament. If the people elected you as a member of parliament to go to speak for them, to represent them, why are we listening to the president? Because
the people, the election of parliament, if you look at the members of parliament who come from UDA, those who come from Central, they were singing UDA. Those who come from Rift Valley, they were singing UDA. And they mostly are very young people who have no experience, maybe very little coins. So when they are called upon for some few coins, they run, like small chicks, you know. Initially, the earlier parliament, you'll see people like Olentimama, watu wako na mangombe mingi, hatu unawezi mwambia kitu yote.
Yeah.
Well established people with high integrity. You'll see such people in parliament representing their people. If the president is wrong, they respectfully walk to him. Rais tunakuamini, tunakuheshimu, hii kitu ni mbaya. Like in this one, they know something is wrong, but they start clapping for him. So the president thinks that he is actually right.
Yeah.
And he says, fanya vile nimesema. So, but he needed to have very credible leaders from those areas of his party, because your party needs to support you anyway, because you are in the same party.
Yeah.
And when you are a ruling party, members of parliament elected in that party needs to support you. But there must be credible people who can tell you off that this is wrong. We want to support you, but can you amend here? Can you do this? Then we go. They are still supporting you anyway. So that's where we have a problem.
So do you think also a solution will be changing? Voting out these
the
members of parliament.
Parliamentarians who have just been saying yes from since the time they saw with the Bible. up to now, they've just been saying yes, yes, yes to the president. And they just say in two-term. They need to explain to wananchi, were they elected to come and say two-term, or they were elected to actually pass laws, and the laws that are conducive to the life of wananchi, and not laws for the president. They must explain. If they can't explain, please remove these people. I also want to serve with people who are good-mannered, people, credible leaders who can take the country ahead. Please, bring me other members of parliament to serve within the next parliament. I'm waiting.
All right, even as we wind up, Hesh, you have talked about you want President Ruto to be a one-term president. We have seen the likes of Martha Karua, the United Opposition, Kalonzo Musyoka, we've seen Fred Matiang'i, now Rigiji is part of that. You guys are speaking of the same agenda, sending President Ruto home. Do we see you guys working together? One,
they stop being tribal. That's the reason why young people have told us, apana. Watu ni wale tu. The way they speak, the way they are mobilizing their tribes, they are the same people. And they're asking, these people have served with president at some point in the cabinet. Talk of Eugene Wamalwa, same president, the same cabinet during Uhuru's time.
Yeah.
Matiang'i, the same cabinet. Deputy president, the same cabinet. In fact, he was his deputy.
Yeah.
Kalonzo Musyoka, the same cabinet of Moi
Kibaki,
and Kibaki.
Yeah.
So these people, what makes you think they'll not do a Raila thing? That if you elect Kalonzo today, the next minute he takes now Ruto back to stabilize the government. What makes you think? Because these people do the same thing. They align themselves in a coalition against another one. After election, they merge again. And they start playing chess game again. So people are told us, you people, you are different. Wake up. The young people do not trust either. They are quiet. That's why you see they are not, the people are saying, why are they not exciting people? They are not exciting the young people because young people are saying, these are tribal arithmetics in Yanini. Number two, somebody just stands, wake up, and they start talking my region. We are talking about a country. So why will you, even if you are a tribal, inherently tribal, must you show it? Must you practice it? Can't you just show people that you can manage the whole country of 53 tribes? That is the problem. The moment they assure us that they will no longer talk about tribalism, that they will no longer start sharing seats according to where each person come and each tribe is supporting. The moment they are sure that they have an agenda for the young people, youth population bulge is a disaster, is a menace in the Kenya now. How are you going to solve youth population bulge? The moment they are sure that they have some economic ideas on how, where Kenya is and where it needs to be, definitely will work together.
Yeah.
Because coalitions come because people have like-minded. We may not be the same, but there must be a resemblance of similarity to us now against William Ruto. But if you walk like William Ruto, swim like William Ruto, quacks like William Ruto, then you are a William Ruto. We don't deserve you.
Yeah.
That's our point of departure. And if they don't change, then definitely Kenya Moja will have a presidential candidate. It could be yours truly. Who
Caleb
knows?
Amisi. All right. Hesh, last one. The other day while you were in a church, you mentioned about the handkerchief. What do you think is the real solution of dealing with corruption in the country? Because you were talking about the EACC of Singapore working and whatnot, and we saw the president also forming a tribunal that was going to help deal with corruption. We have all these institutions, the DPP is there, the EACC is there. Why aren't we seeing members of parliament being arrested? Everyone who else is mentioned in corruption cases, because even as we are speaking, there is already a scandal there. Why are these institutions not working?
Institutions are not working because the people who the Constitution came and defined an already established cabal, a cabal with the culture of corruption. That institution should have landed on the head of new generation. But we had people who have practiced the old constitution, and now you are dumping the new constitution onto them to implement. They simply cannot. Because they have been growing up knowing this is how to do things, this is how to run. So the whole cultural practice must change for us to adopt. The institutions are perfect. The constitution is perfect, but it needs a new cultured leaders. Leaders who will know that if it is the law is this like this, there's no way meandering around. The law has said this, I'll not do this. I'll go to before the screen and ask my countrymen that I wanted to do this, but the law does not allow. If you want me to continue doing this, allow me to change the law, and they allow you. That's how to run a government. But you cannot run government with threats, na kifua, na majivuno, na kujigamba. That's not how to run a nation. You have to run a nation knowing that it's a democracy, it's not a monarch. If it was a monarch, then we'll leave you to rule and your child will rule again and the great child will rule. But we chose democracy. We must practice the tenets of democracy or we leave it. And the tenets of democracy demands that the sovereign power belongs to the people. You can never rule without consulting the people. And that's why there is a segment in the Constitution called the public participation. So that anything you pass must be accepted. The publics are not stupid people. Well, that's why when you tell them when you tell them the CDF that can we craft CDF, they refuse. Even if you say, oh, ini wabunge wanakula, they know how they benefit out of it. Kama wabunge walikuwa wanakula, they will have refused and say, awaenda hata tufiki. Public are not stupid. They know exactly what needs to be done. And if you come and say, I beg you, we change this law in a referendum, they'll allow you. I beg members of parliament, they pass this. Public will implore unto them to pass for. You don't need to call them at State House. Just talk to the public and say, I want this finance bill because of this and this and this. Please ask your member of parliament to pass this finance bill. They'll not come to State House. You will only meet in a PG meeting and not in every week in State House.
So the institutions are not independent according to...
They are not independent, and the people behind the institutions are also not worthy to be there. So it needs a whole paradigm shift in thinking, in culture, in a way of life. Our social fabric has been destroyed by the leaders who have been there, enjoying the old order. And now we are in the new order. Things must change. We must have a new thinking. And it does not need to be a young person. People misconstrue that hawa ni vijana wanataka tu vijana, hawataki wazee. It is not discrimination. You can have an old man with a young mind. And you can have a young man, but his mind is just old and tired. And it's the same thinking. You've seen some kids on the street lying to us that are Gen Z, but they are still tribal. So they call themselves young, but then when you hear them talking, wanaanza, hey, hii kabila, that is an old man, is not a Gen Z. But you have an old man with a very sharp mind who has worked in a global network. He knows where the country needs to be. It does not need to be a young man to progress this country, but it needs to be a fresh mind.
All right, Mhesh, you said that you need to go. Thank you so much for your time. Hopefully we can have you again and discuss more, because even as the days progress, Kenyans are looking up to you. We are yet to see if your movement is going to be a party and who you're going to be working with.
Thank you. Pray for us so that we can shake this nation. Yes, so that we can be the change that Kenya deserves, the renaissance that Kenya deserves.
All right. All right. Thank you and all the best. Hopefully we'll see you again.
Asante.
All right.
Shukran.